Alright people, hope you are well. This is the lean bulk blueprint. So let's start this presentation, yeah? So just a little bit of proof, this was me. This was almost like 8, 9, 10 years ago. And on the right, this is me recently. So what I'm gonna say, yeah, take notes in this video. If you apply everything that's in here, you will not need another video on how to bulk. I'm gonna give you the whole blueprint, okay? How to train, nutrition wise, how much to eat, when to make adjustments, how to make sure that you're recovered, what supplements to take, and so on. Timeline, everything, okay? So make notes here, ask any questions in the comments or on Instagram, and I'll be happy to help. But just trust me in this. If I knew the things I know now, if I knew those things back here 10 years ago, I would be much bigger now, okay? So this is me around 50-ish kilos. I don't actually remember, but around 50-ish kilos. And this is me around 80 kilos, okay? So 30 kilo difference. I'd be much bigger now if I knew these things. So this will save you a lot of time these next, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is, yeah? Might be longer, might be shorter, but just trust me on this, okay? So let's go. These are the things we're going to cover: training, nutrition, supplementation, recovery, and timeline as well, which is super simple. And I want you to make notes, okay? No mental notes, no nothing. Close every app that you've got and literally just make notes, either on your phone or pen and paper, which is even better, okay? Let's go. So, training. I want you to train 3 to 5 times per week, and you want to train with a low volume, high intensity approach, which literally means you're not going to be doing a lot of sets per exercise. 1 to 2, sometimes 3, no more than 3 working sets per exercise, but you want to be training super hard, okay? You're not leaving any reps in the tank, and I'll show you some examples of that as well. Reason for this, okay? I don't like leaving reps in the tank just because a lot of people are not really accurate estimating how many reps they've got in the tank. Me as well. Most people, like 90% of people, they don't know how to do it. So they think they're leaving 1 or 2 reps in the tank, but it could be 3 or 4. And that's not really going to help you build muscle, okay? If you do that and do everything else, you're going to get a lot of body fat, not a lot of muscle, okay? Then, I want you to do 15 to 20 minutes of post-workout cardio. The reason for cardio and these steps as well, there are 3 main reasons, yeah? Reason number 1, when you're bulking, you're going to be eating, like, your food will go up, okay? And I'll tell you how to put food up in a bit. But you might get to a point where you're eating quite a lot of food, and the biggest mistake that people make is just downing food, but they're not hungry for it, and they start to hate food, and then they start accumulating extra body fat, or they're just like, suck, I can't eat this much. I eat 4,500 calories right now, okay? And I'm okay with that. A lot of people hear that number, they're like, how do you do it? Because I do cardio. Cardio keeps me hungry. That's the biggest thing. If you are hungry for the food, you can eat that food, okay? You're not going to struggle with eating it. Second bit is digestion. When you eat a lot of food, your digestion will naturally not be the best, okay? If you could have the cleanest foods ever, your digestion will suffer a little bit, okay? By doing this cardio, your digestion will be in a better place. So you can eat the meal, digest it, not going to the toilet like 6, 7, 8 times a day. I've been there and it's not fun, okay? Some of you may have been there as well. It's not fun at all. You're spending a lot of time in the toilet that you could do other things in that time, yeah? So making sure do this cardio for digestion. And third thing is it helps a lot with your overall fitness, and when you're training as well. For example, when we are training legs and we're doing squats or leg press, sometimes we stop the set early, not because our legs have given out, but because our lungs have given out, because we just don't have that fitness in us. Doing the cardio will make sure that, okay, you're in good fitness, your heart will be healthy, and you can push for the extra few reps that will help you build muscle. Now, cardio wise, we are not talking crazy here. 120 beats per minute, maximum 130 beats per minute. So this is simple cardio. Have a watch with you as you're doing your cardio. Just have a look. You want your heart rate to be between 120 to 130 BPM. Things like treadmill walk, treadmill incline walk, cross trainer, stairmaster, stationary bike, all these things are fine as long as your heart rate is there. So this is not crazy. You could do the cardio and have a conversation with another person. This is how easy this is, okay? Then steps as well, similar reason. And in terms of training split recommendation, this is what I recommend. So I recommend push, pull, legs, delts, and arms. So if you're training 5 times, I would do this. If you want to train 4 times, I would have delts and arms on the same day. That's exactly what I do, because I train 4 times a week. If you want to train 3 times a week, I would just do push, pull, and legs, and just do a little bit more arm work on push and pull days. If you want my personal training split, DM me split on Instagram and I'll send it to you. Sessions, the more you train, sessions will be shorter. So if you train 5 times a week, sessions will be about 1 hour 15-ish. If you train 4 times a week, sessions will be 1 hour 20, 1 hour 30. If you're training 3 times a week, sessions might go up to like 1 hour 30, 1 hour 45 minutes, because you're not training as much. The more you train here, if you close to 4 or 5, I think is the best thing, because you build more muscle. Let's say over 6 months, okay? The person who trains 5 times a week will build a little bit more muscle than the person who trains 4 times a week. And the person who trains 4 times a week will build a decent amount more muscle than the person who trains 3 times a week. But I know time is a constraint for a lot of people. A lot of you guys watching this are busy. Fitness is not your whole life, which I understand. So you just need to know that progress will be a little bit slower. But if that's all you can do, then yeah, then go for it. Now, let's talk about training intensity, okay? At the same time. A lot of people will actually stop there. But for you know what, I'm gonna go for one more round. That's how I want you to train. And me watching this video, I think maybe I had another one, maybe, okay? But if you train like this on every single exercise, you will build muscle. And now this is up, push. A lot of people stop there. Push yourself, okay? And fall all the way down, explode up. Right. Okay? Think a little bit here. You only have 1 to 2 sets, sometimes 3. It's not a lot of opportunities that you have to go all out. You have 1 or 2 shots to just go all out, give it your all, and then move to the next exercise. You train like this, I promise you, you will build muscle. It's the biggest training mistake that people make is not doing the right exercises. Sometimes not even their form, it's not even the tempo, it's they're not training hard. They do 10 reps, every single rep looks the same, and after they set, they're like, okay, cool. It's almost like they haven't trained. After these sets, you better believe I'm gone. I'm out of breath, my brain, my head spinning, I'm lightheaded. I need to take a good 3, 4, 5 minutes before I do another set or another exercise. That's how I want it to be. After the set, you gotta be to yourself, okay, I had nothing else. I've left everything there, and this is a skill that will come with time. I literally only do one set of leg press and 1 set of hack squats per week. That's all I do. And I've got, you can tell here, I've got pretty big legs, okay? So, that's how hard I want you to train. Again, DM split if you want my train split. Then, nutrition. This is going to be your initial nutrition setup. So your carbs will be 1 gram per pound of body weight. Your protein will be 1 gram per pound of body weight. Fats will be 0.3 grams per pound of body weight. Again, this is more for people who, I don't want to say complete beginners, but medium beginners, okay? You're not fully intermediate, you're like a medium beginner, okay? If you are like intermediate, let's say you're similar level to me, maybe you just got similar physique to me, but you just been training for longer, so just not quite there. Maybe push your protein up to like 1.3, 1.5 grams per pound of body weight, but for most people, 1 gram per pound of body weight is more than enough. That's what I give my clients. The reason we want to start on this lower, and you will say, okay, 1 gram per pound of body weight carb is not a lot. Yeah, it's not a lot. We want to start lower just so that we can build food up, and if you eat less to begin with, your hunger will go up. So when you add food, it will be much easier for you to add that food and eat it basically. If you start off super high with food, you're just going to be there, like, you gain unnecessary body fat, you're going to start to hate food, and when it's time to increase food, it's going to be super hard to do it because your body's not asking for it, your hunger levels are not there, the demand for food is not there. But we start low, we do the cardio, we do the steps, your food will be, your body will be just craving for the food, you'll body will become like a what's it called, fullness, I think that's what it's called. And we'll just look for food and use it effectively. Okay, I'm on 4,500 calories and I've got abs. That's because my body uses food really, really, really well. A lot of people who, if they eat 4,500 calories, they could be heavier than me, but they would gain body fat. Okay, so if you use this example, let's say you weigh 150 pounds, your carbs to begin with will be 225 grams, protein will be 150, fats will be 45. Now, carbs are 4 calories per gram, so 1,000 calories from carbs. Protein also have 4 calories per gram, so 600 calories from protein, and fats have 9 calories per gram, which tells us we'll have 405 calories per from fat. Total will be 1,905 calories. We're going to spread these calories across 4 to 6 meals. Okay. That's pretty much it. And again, most of the carbs, especially, right, a good 30 to 50% of your carbs, you want to put it around your training window. So before training, let's say, you know what, if you have 225 grams of carbs, yeah, let's say 100 grams, you want to put it around your training window. So you could have 60 to 70 grams of carbs before training, and the remaining, so 30-40 grams of carbs after training. When you get a little bit more experience, more intermediate, you can start putting carbs intra-workout, but we'll not talk about in this video. A lot of people don't need it, okay? And an ideal rate of gain is 0.5 pound to 1 pound per week. Okay, so if you bulk for 6 months, let's say, okay, and your rate is on the lower end, the rate of gain is on the lower end, so let's say you gain 0.5 pound, that's 12 pounds in 6 months, which is a lot. It's not going to be all muscle, obviously, but it's going to be a lot of those 12 pounds will be a lot of muscle. And what we need to understand is that you could be in a 200 calorie surplus, let's say, or a 1,000 calorie surplus. The amount of muscle that you put on will be the same. The extra weight that you gain will just be body fat. This is the biggest mistake people make. Oh, so I'm gonna double bulk, gonna get huge, gonna put loads of muscle. The extra weight that you put on is just fat. It's not muscle. Yes, you'll be stronger because there's more of you, but you will have to lose the body fat at some point. If you're someone who gains 12 pounds in 6 months, it's gonna take you 6 to 8 weeks to lose the extra body fat. But if you're someone who gains 30 pounds in 6 months, it's gonna take you like a good 4 to 5 months to lose the body fat. Okay, so think long term here. I've made the mistake of bulking and getting too heavy in the past, and I got fat, and it took me ages to lose it. But recently, the past few years, I've been doing it a little bit more controlled. I haven't gained loads of weight, but I've gotten much stronger. And when I need to lose the weight, it doesn't take a lot. If you see my photo shoot prep, in 12 weeks, I lost over 10 kilos, and I got very, very, very lean. A lot of people will not get to that stage. So just trust me. Just trust me on this, please. So how do we make nutrition adjustments? So 9 out of 10 times you want to increase your carbs by 25 to 50 grams. So let's say that you gained weight in a week. So you want to be tracking the weight every week, every day, and at the end of the week have an average and look day 1 to day 7. Okay. If you've gained weight but it's less than 0.5 pound, then add 25 grams because you put some weight on. Wasn't a lot of weight, so you need a minor adjustment. So if you have 225 grams of carbs per day, just put it to 250 grams of carbs per day. If you have experienced no weight gain or you actually lost weight, then up your carbs by 50 grams. So if you're on 225 grams of carbs, put it to 275. Because you haven't gained weight or you actually lost weight. Okay, might happen at the start because your calories will be low. Then 1 out of 10 times you increase your fats by 5 to 10 grams. The reason we don't increase fats often is because they've got a lot of calories per gram and it's not satiating. Okay. But let's say that, you know what, it's been 10 weeks and you've making adjustments every single week. Okay. Now for 9 weeks, just put your carbs up, and then on week 10, put your fats up, and then repeat the whole cycle again. You don't want to go over half a gram of fat per pound of body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, you don't want to go over 75 grams of fat in a day. That's your upper end. you shouldn't be getting that. Okay. I weigh 80 kilos, which is 176 pounds, 177 pounds. I'm a fatter about 80 grams, so it's less than half a gram per pound of body weight. And you want to be adding this extra food when you are the hungriest. Okay. Again, ideally you want to start off adding this food around your training window, so before training, so that you feel strong in the gym, you have good pumps, and your recovery is good after training. But let's say that, you know what, that meal is quite big already now. You made some adjustments and that big meal is big. Then add the extra food, extra carbs around the times when you're hungrier. So maybe you're hungry in the morning, so add some food there. Maybe you're hungry in the evening, add a little bit of food there. That's what we want to do. So as you can tell already by this is simple stuff. It's not complicated at all. It's just applying it over and over and over and over again. There's a lot of information online that's misleading, overwhelming. It's not simple to understand. Like, if you are a complete retard, you will understand this. This is how simple I'm trying to make it. There's no loads of pictures, there's no loads of information. It's just everything you need without the fluff. Now, let's talk about supplementation. Super simple as well. So a protein powder whey isolate, I get it from websites such as bulk.com, Proteinworks, Train by JP, and Form. Really good, reputable brands. Even like Optimum Nutrition, they've got good stuff on there. Just makes life easier. Okay, if you want to have some oats in the morning, put some protein powder in there, put some mixed berries. Really nice breakfast. You don't want to just over consuming chicken all the time. And just to go back here, when you make the adjustments, I haven't mentioned protein here, mainly because foods such as, you got your rice, you got pasta, you've got oats, you got potatoes, you've got almond butter for fats, for example. All these foods will have a little bit of protein in there anyway. So let's say you bulk up, you start off 150 pounds, you do that for 6 months, you might end up at 160 grams of protein, just because the other foods that have mainly carbs in there have gone up. So that's fine. Don't need to adjust your protein, okay, directly. Then creatine, have it pre or post workout, and then if you're not training, just have it any time of the day. 5 to 10 grams. Pre-workout, I would recommend a steam-free pre-workout, so no caffeine in there, especially if you're training later in the day, so that you can go to sleep early. Don't be awake until 2 a.m. because you've had too much pre-workout. And a lot of pump pre-workouts, so no steam, have ingredients that will enhance your blood flow. You still have focus in the gym, so that when you're training, you actually feel the muscles really well, contracting and squeezing and stretching and stuff like that. And you got really good pumps. If you're someone who trains early in the day, you want to have something that's got stimulants in there, cool, go for it. The pre-workouts I use are Pump Page from Train by JP and Total War if I'm training earlier in the day. EAAs, these are intra-workout amino acids. So it's a scoop they take, you put it in your water as you're training, and these will just help with the recovery, so it doesn't take you as long to recover, so that you can train the next session, or like the next day you're not going to be as sore. For the next session you do the same muscle, it will be recovered. So this will help, and just adds a little bit of taste to your water. So if you're someone who doesn't drink a lot of water when you're training, this will help you drink more water because it's going to taste a little bit better. Multivitamin for overall health purposes, and omega-3s as well for overall health purposes. You have these supplements in place, you'll be okay. When you get a little bit more experience, if you've got like specific issues, for example, you struggle with sleep or stress, then we can add some other things. I do that with clients, but these are the basic stuff I give them. Then let's say you want to add some magnesium before bed, you want to add some vitamin C for your immune system, vitamin D3, whatever that is. We can do it, but your overall multivitamin will have all of them anyway. And if you need to up the doses for specific issues, then we can. But you have this is a really, really solid point to start with. Recovery, super simple. The biggest thing that you can take from recovery is sleep. Sleep 7 to 9 hours per day. That's it. That should be non-negotiable for most people. There's loads of studies on this. I'm not even going to cite them, but it just should make sense. If you're sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night, you're not optimizing your muscle gain potential. Not because, firstly, because your cortisol is going to be high, you won't be recovered, you'll be sore, you'll be more likely to get injured, more likely to get ill. So if you're ill, you have to take time off the gym. You're not going to be strong. There's no benefits of having less than 7 hours of sleep. Okay, if you're someone because you work shifts and like your shifts are a little bit messed up, you just cannot sleep more. Most people can, by the way. Then okay, sleep 6-7 hours, and then 1 to 2 days per week, maybe the weekend, catch up on sleep. But if you can get 7 to 9 hours every single day, you're in the peak spot. Then in terms of training, if you're training with the intensity that I showed you, training like 3 days back to back is the limit. After on the 4th day, you're gonna be pretty messed up. So I personally don't train more than 2 days in a row and then take a day off. Especially before legs, you want to have one rest day, ideally either before or after leg day. Me personally, I do push on a Monday, pull on Tuesday, Wednesday I rest, Thursday I train legs, and Friday I rest again. So one leg day before and after legs, and delts and arms on the Saturday. You want to do it just because legs will take a lot of effort, okay, and you want to make sure that you're recovered, your back is not sore, your lower back is all good to go, like mentally you're good to go as well. If you train hard, you could love training, but if you train 3-4 days in a row, that motivation will drop as well, so we don't want it. Okay, that's what I want to do recovery wise. Lastly, timeline. Building muscle takes time. If you're someone who wants to, I just want to bulk up for 2-3 months, you're just not going to build a lot of muscle. We talked about if you gain half a pound per week over 6 months, that's 12 pounds. Again, and not a lot of it's going to be muscle. Some will be body fat, some will be water. So, out of 12 pounds, you built 3 to 4 pounds of muscle in 6 months. If you halve the timeline, you're gonna gain half of that, 2 to 3 pounds of muscle, which is not a lot. Your physique will not look drastically different. So the best bulks I've had is when I've bulked up for at least 6 months. That's what I did last year. If you've seen my physique last year, started in January and finished end of June, so 6.5 months I did, and then cut down for 3 months. And I've done bulks but that were longer, 8 months, 10 months, 12 months, even 15 months. You get a lot of muscle. Again, you gotta be smart, careful with it, and don't put your food too much, because then you're gonna get a lot of body fat. If you bulk up for 12 months, okay, that is, let's say 50 weeks, it's more than that, but let's say it's 50 weeks, you bulk up for half a pound, that's half a pound per week, that's 25 pounds that you've gained, and at least 10 to 15 of those will be muscle, which is a lot. That will make a difference. Losing fat is quicker, okay, in 8 to 4 months, sorry, not 4 months, 2 to 4 months, people can get in a really good shape in terms of leanness if you really don't have too much body fat. But building muscle takes time. Like this picture that I showed you is a good 10 years apart. Okay, so any question on this, let me know. If you want to subscribe. If you want to share this video with someone, share it. But yeah, comments, leave them on Instagram or leave them in the comments here. If you are interested in coaching, I will leave a link for a free call. We talk about your goals, we see what the struggle is, we see how I can help you, if I can help you. If I can help you, talk you how I can help you. If I cannot help you, I'll just recommend you to someone else who can help you better. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.